Hello everybody, welcome to the 13th episode of Legends and Friends Go Global, and today we finally have reached a brand new league season in a brand new tournament. The Silver League is the next step up on our journey to being the best in the world, and we certainly have the favourites tag yet again this season, but there will be very strong opposition to make sure we don't live up to those expectations. You'll recognise the British teams, Celtic, Stoke and West Ham. I think Monterrey made it up as well. But let's talk about some of the teams we are not familiar with, including today's opponents. So you'll see a flurry of Brazilian teams here. You've got Club America, one of my former Pentagon Challenge teams. Atletico Nacional are Colombian, I think. We've got Basel, Borussia Mönchengladbach. We have the Espanyol, Feyenoord are here, Nice and Tigres as well. But today's opponents are Galatasaray, and interestingly enough, the pundits have selected us and the Turkish club to be the odds-on favourites to secure automatic promotion, and that will mean the top two sides on paper are going head to head on the opening day, and that could mean an interesting dynamic, as of course last season we had so many commitments that Celtic made a breakaway at the top, and then we had to play catch up and we got there eventually, but it means that getting the victory over them now, as opposed to having to wait to play Celtic for months and months on end, we will have a huge advantage if we can give them a bit of a socking. So now what I'd like to mention is probably the fixture list in greater detail. Galatasaray start us off with the away game. Then we've got Le Mans Odyssey opponent Nice. Then we have Flamengo, who we defeated, of course, to win the Copa Libertadores. We've got Borussia Mönchengladbach, who we would have seen in FM14. We've got Cup Championship games against unknown opponents. We have the Mexican pairing, and then our first ever match against Atletico Nacional, who do indeed look Colombian. We play West Ham again in October, and that's at the Olympic Stadium, just like we began the series. We go away to Celtic Park, well, perhaps in November, I honestly don't know at this stage, and then the season resets with that home match at Memory Lane against Gala. Of course, no signings are necessary. It's just the youth players coming up that will be challenging in the next year or so. But we'll be using an identical 4-2-3-1 formation like we did last season. I have gone for a strong team, not necessarily all my favourite players making headways here, but definitely Brian Wheeler was the standout legend of last season. He popped up with a ton of goals, absolutely dominated all that came before him, and then some surprise starters such as Brian Boring there, and perhaps Sean Kavanagh. He didn't really get as many chances as you would have liked. And then of course we'll look at the injury situation. We're without Stephen Kinsella and Senna Osbarakli. They're on a week by week injury. Diawara got a groin strain in pre-season, and he will be out for a couple of weeks. We've got Ali Bamba, who needs retraining back to full fitness, and then various other players who are slightly fatigued. But anyway, I think that's all we need to mention. Our financial situation is strong. The board with Mustang in charge is they are certainly modest in their expectations, but they're very happy with me. The staff situation, I made a few small changes to make sure we're as good as possible in these coaching departments, but my medical staff, we're not too fussed about them. Sure, whatever, I'm not at all concerned. So anyway, I think that's everything that needs to be said. Galatasaray would have been making some transfers, I would expect, and they got near enough 10 million euro signing from Las Palmas at right back, and Rafael Toloi, I do recognise the name. He is the centre back who used to play for Atalanta for quite a few years, as well as Sao Paulo and AS Roma. Pepe Diop, Not the one you and I would be familiar with unless you're a fan of Spanish football, I think it is, yes. But anyway, we are the favourites, but Galatasaray will have certainly a lot going for them, especially what I'd expect their home form to be like. Let's just check out some of their previous results. Yeah, some decent enough victories. There's a good run of games here, and a bit of a struggle, and then they're kind of beatable. You just don't know with these things sometimes. But Silver League football last season looked like this. So Galatasaray way down in 9th, but by virtue of a lot of strong teams being promoted up to gold, we'll certainly be looking ahead to that. So there's the new look gold league with the likes of Newcastle and all them promoted, as well as some other teams I forget. But yeah, I'd expect to win this league. It shouldn't be too out of reach. But anyway, let's just head into the match up screen and see what happens to us. Okay, so we can see the debut man, Rafael Toloi, is picked straight away. Benoit Tremoulinas is a big signing there. Wouldn't have expected him to land in Galatasaray territory. Fernando from Manchester City, I think, is playing for them as well. Yeah, it does look like him for sure. Yeah, he is indeed there. So they've gone with a negative, well, in my opinion anyway, 4-1-4-1 formation, and they will certainly put up a challenge, but I think with our guys we can get the job done. Sounds will be turned on, and we'll get the players raring to go. And we have a travelling support into Turkey. You can hear the crowd noises now. That should mean for an exciting game, but I want to see these players get off to the best possible start. They are in many ways firm friends, but they've got to be professional and get the victory at the end of this afternoon. So welcome to the Silver League season. A full live comm awaits with the mighty Galatasaray in their traditional gold and sort of maroon colours, and we go well wide with the first shot of our campaign. We have Bernardo on his goal kick. Rafael Toloi wins a header, but he's way behind Brian Wheeler, and a 1v1 at a tight angle needed a bit more rationality, and maybe we could have scored in the first few minutes of the campaign. We've got Feghouli, and maybe he should have scored as well, the Algerian. We have seen him in World Cups previously. 2014 comes to mind. I'm not sure about 2018, but he should be scoring those kind of chances. And it's already bad news for Turkey with Besiktas going a goal down to Espanyol. Tremoulinas finds a nice pass to his teammate, and Bafétemi Gomis, and he's fed Arau. Good block for cleaning up action. Fernando gives it away to Brian Wheeler, and he hops over and tackles Jovicic. Oh, he's offside. Would have been an easy shot on goal otherwise. And we're going to demand the attacking play now, but it's an even kind of affair. We've got a goal for Monterrey there, courtesy of Dante. He, of course, used to play for Bayern Munich, I think it was, and Brian Wheeler is in! Oh, and he has to score there. Muslera will go down as a club legend, I think. The Uruguayan has been around for years and years, and he's certainly come up with a vital save. Didn't have to do much, but it was a wise catch from the Uruguayan. Here's Wheeler again, tackled, and Sampero clears to Gomis. And there we go, down the left hand side, lots of space opening up now, but it's a poor chance wasted. And we've got Botafogo 1-0 up as well, courtesy of another OG. We've got Tremoulinas to Feghouli, Gomis with no support, but he's got to look backwards. Feghouli to Arau, and over on the right hand side Mariano, and Feghouli was tackled at not a moment too soon, given away. Bernardo has to emergency clear. Gomis wins it back. Feghouli beats the defender, and Gomis so close to a goal. Bernardo has to catch with a tame shot, it has to be said. No goals in the first half, and you can understand with the poor conversion rates exactly why that has occurred. And we have 1 minute stoppage time all over. Oh, first half coming to a close, and I didn't mean that as a boredom yawn, but I do have to say we need a goal, and I'm not too happy. We have to get shots on target, especially with the Golden Boot winner of last season, Brian Wheeler, on the call to score. Sampiero, with Fernando goes to another F man, Feguli, but we have the goalkeeper deciding to go long, and he's found his teammate Misho, and we got Brian Boring and Jovicic working together. There was an unmarked Sean Kavanagh. If we needed him, Schmid could get there first. He does, but no one was able to beat the Galatasaray player to the header. There's Jovicic though. Not a second of pressure or not a moment's rest for Galatasaray, and we've got Rakto Jovicic on the score sheet, first of our campaign, and probably the 100th and something goal we've scored as a unit since the beginning of the series in a league situation. Well done, Rakto. What about Feguli and Belhanda? Good movement, but our players are sticking tight. Gomes has to go into an odd area, but Arau was getting into place. Belhanda and Arau. It's a congested box, but Arau is not afraid to unleash the Kraken, and we have an equaliser very quickly indeed. Our lead fell apart in under 10 minutes, and that has to change. We've got Sean Kavanagh at the set piece, but Zhang Sasi, who is the captain for today, he didn't do a great job, has to be said. We're down to 4th place, so there must be a ton of draws taking place. Indeed there are, so I don't really know what's happening anymore. We'll understand some of those scores at full time. We got Brian Wheeler away. He has a 3-on-1 situation, but he's got to cut inside! That is stupendous from Brian Wheeler. That is why I picked him. He has beaten 2 defenders. The third man wasn't in position, and with his weaker left foot, he has stunned the Turkish faithful. What a finish that was. And we've got 3-1 on our minds, with Galatasaray beginning a counter-attack though. It's gone well out wide. Sean Kavanagh will get there first. He has to clear it. He goes to his teammate in the centre, and it's a route 1 pass for Brian Wheeler again. 2 shots at goal. 2 bites have been withdrawn by the keeper. He said, no way is this going in, but it was a one kick pass from the back. Zhang Sasi has got great vision for a defender, and it should have been a goal, I think. Brian Wheeler not so fortunate with his left foot. Jovicic has to feed, and now John Schmid with the poetry there. Not quite enough for the third goal that we're desperate to see. We got Silmi Show. He's put it wide, and we can make some substitutions now. Jovicic looking a bit worse for wear, so a bit of Jason Wood will help. Silmi Show not playing well. We can put on Roberts. Schmid kind of the same. Dushuang not doing well, and we can play Shebe in place of Brian Wheeler, who I want to see playing again next week. At 2-1, we do need to be putting more goals past our opponents if we're going to play the same tactics last season, where we didn't care about possession. We just wanted to assault our opposition. Feyenoord have put one past Leicester City, and we've got Fernando looking dangerous. Sampiero could score. No, it's a good save by Bernard though, but the corner is going straight into the centre. Sampiero, Arau gets there. What about Belhanda? Foul given away in a very dangerous position. Benoit Tremoulinas goes for the curve, and he didn't quite get the ball to settle. Jordan Martin not showing much of an example there, giving the goalkeeper an easy catch. We've got Tremoulinas again over to the right hand side. Belhanda loses it. Roberts playing in the league again for the first time in a long time, and Shrivers needs to get that on target. Who do we need to mark up? They've made no substitutions whatsoever, so we're going to say push forward and try and catch them. A rope-a-dope affair, get them tired, make them punch themselves out. But there we go, there's a change in the midfield. The goal scorer Arau comes off. Sampiero gets an unmarked Feguli, and he unfortunately didn't hit the target. But if this is an example of what's to come at every week, then we're going to be in for a tough season. It's not going to be taken lightly by the legends of my YouTubing career. Jason Wood wasn't looking too far behind him, but now we got Sampiero. Great tackle by Lenihan. Very, very composed work from the Irishman. Exposito with a nice touch finds Jebe Shrivers. Jason Wood is away with Brian Boring in support, but he's hit Shrivers, who was clearly in his way, and that was poor from the Belgian, who's got to understand you don't get in the way of your teammates even if you want to give them an option to pass. Here's Roberts cutting inside, 1-2 with his fellow Englishman, but Shrivers is not the target man kind of player, and he blazed that one up too high. Martinez is a new striker. Fabian Schär is a holding midfielder turned into centre back. That's a formation change as far as I can tell. We're going to understand this a bit better now. Who have they put DM? Oh, Pape Diop has come on. So not quite the change I was expecting. We're going to mark up these two players. Oh dear, I hate when this happens. You can't do more than one player marking, which used to be such an easy thing to do in old FMs, but that has to be noted for Sports Interactive, especially now that we're well into 2018 and Football Manager 2019 will have to be built through the summer and autumn months. What about Gary Roberts? Hasn't scored in months and months due to his debilitating injuries, but we've got Borussia Mönchengladbach on top of the league as things stand. Brian Boring doesn't care about taking it into the corner to waste time. We will have some injury time, but how much, as Gary Rodriguez comes on as a direct swap for Sofiane Feghouli. Here's a giveaway, and there's a 3v3 situation, but we've lost it, and Jordan Martin decides to trust his goalkeeper, and we do have 5 extra minutes to play. Sampiero into the feet of Martinez. What about Rodriguez? Blocked down. Martinez clears up the mess. Belhanda loses it, and the counter-attack is on. Shrivers is on, and he's got Exposito down the right-hand side. Oh, it's another poor header, and it's not even a goal kick. My. How about some concentration as we're more than halfway through the allotted time? That's going to be a corner. Or is it a foul? I can't tell. Well, there's your answer. Muslera all the way up top, but it's Jason Wood giving it away with Toloi and Trembolinas. Oh, great pass to Sampiero! And he has blazed it. Absolutely shocking shot from the man down the right-hand side. We've got one opportunity to go. It's given away. And there we go. Good man, Bernardo. Sigieri. Hoogland just has to put it anywhere, and we have won it. A very interesting game to open our account in the Silver League. 3 points was not a luxury we had last season, but we made ourselves champions through graft and determination. But to win this game against the fiercest opposition that the pundits believe we have, that is a huge moment for the Hall of Famers. And the Man of the Match award, I can't really predict who it went to. It looks like it was Brian Wheeler. Yes, that is cool. Well done to him. But praise must of course go to Ratko Jovicic for opening the players to the Silver League, getting that first goal of the year. But there we have it. Galatasaray gave us a huge test so early on in the campaign, and we'll have teams that are capable of beating us in the Bronze League who are now here in the Silver League, so we can't rest on our laurels for 1 second. This is all to play for as we wait for the game to enter the main menu. And that sounds better. So there we go. The league leaders after the opening day are Borussia Mönchengladbach, who put 2 goals past Nacional, and they did not concede in return. We've seen some narrow victories, such as Chivas triumphing at the Maracanã, excuse me, Jesus, I'm getting old. There was also the Brazilian victory for Flamengo. the Maracana, surely. Oh no, it's a different one, so they don't play at the Maracana. Yeah, it's not quite the same when it's such a small ground. We've got Botafogo there against Fluminense. Leicester could only get the equaliser against Feyenoord. Monterrey will be kicking themselves for winning 3-1, and yet they're not top of the league. Stoke City, similar result there. They perhaps should be in second. Maybe the tiebreakers are different. And then, of course, ourselves are the worst winners by conceding the one goal and only winning by the single strike. So there we go. A tough start to the year, but I am pleased with what the squad has been able to do. We got our prize money in the pockets, and we'll certainly praise Brian Wheeler for opening his account so soon. He's the first man of the match of the season, going as he means to, or starting as he means to go on. No player scored twice in the opening day, but we'll wait for some more games to take place, and we'll have a full grasp of the league once Basel, West Ham, Tigres and Celtic play. But we'll come back later on into the season. I like playing tournaments, so we might go back into this mega first round. We have to probably compare to last season to see what kind of opposition we have. So it looks like Gold League, Silver League, and formerly, yeah, it must be Gold and Silver. So that's going to be very interesting indeed. Yeah, so that's about all I have time for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and you'll be interested to follow our journey through the Silver League. It's going to take me a while to get through all those games, but your patience is always appreciated. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.